always a dead end. Yeah, baby. Hello all, how you been doing? I know it's been a while. I haven't put much out lately, but you know how that goes. Been a little busy, a little perplexed with the whole industry. So we did a ride back in February, I guess. Maybe, I'm pretty sure it was February. I know it was like 28 degrees the day we went out riding. This was me and Gary and Drew, and we headed up to AOAA up here in Pennsylvania, mid-Pennsylvania. Just to do a ride, you know, just to get out and do something. We were kind of bored, and Drew and I reached out to Drew and I said, hey, you guys want to hit a ride up? And he's like, sure. Do you mind if I bring my son? I'm like, sure. That's not a problem at all. Well, so we loaded up and met on that Saturday, and let me be clear, man, it was extremely cold. So, you know, this riding experience, it's just not the same as it used to be for me. There's a lot of negativity out there, and I don't want to get into the whole internals and politics of it all, and just trying to enjoy the ride and putting out content and all that. It's not my drive anymore. Whatever I put out is what I put out. Don't expect anybody to understand that unless you've been doing it for a while. And I'm not 5 years, 6 years for me. I put out 150 videos, I guess, and but I decided to take it, slow it down a little bit. Not worried about what is going on. Not worried about what anybody's thinking or saying. And when content comes, it comes. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. So just wanted to put that out. I'm going to start slowing down a little bit, taking it easy, and which it actually does show in the amount of videos I put out lately. So I thought about it a lot. I'll be 60 here in a few months. Less than 2 months, and I decided that, God willing, I will keep this unit until I'm totally done with the whole kit and caboodle. I mean, I've Frankensteined this thing together. It may not be the most appealing looking to anybody, but heck, man, it's mine, and it does exactly what I needed to do and what I wanted to do. I enjoy more technical stuff than what we're doing here, but it's just something to do, like I said, and getting to do that, the more technical rides requires me going more than just here in Pennsylvania, and it requires me to drive 455, 600 miles, and with work and all that, it just makes it really not feasible. So either I take little rides like this just to keep the engine from squeaking, or whatever, or we just turn it all down altogether. So my brother, his unit is taking a dump. He has the 2016 Wildcat 1000X, and the rear diff blew out, and getting parts for them things is next to impossible. And he's the type that'll hold on to something till it, my goodness, to get the very last any ounce of life out of it or whatever. He'll squeeze blood from a turnip if possible. So we decided to try the front diff conversion, putting it in the rear, and he's working on that now. So we're looking at maybe September for our next ride, and of course we'll have to keep it local to him, because if something happens, we don't want to have to tow him a long way out, if that front diff on the rear doesn't hold up because hence that's the whole conversion. So get him back up and running, and maybe I'll plan my next ride. We're, like I said, we're shooting for September. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll get in a little earlier, but I'm not going to hold my breath. But the excitement isn't there anyway, you know. There's nobody I enjoy riding with more than him. He's my brother. I enjoy riding with Gary and Drew and the few people that I do ride with, but it's just not the same, With him, I always feel confident that no matter what happens, because he's a strong faith man, and his faith in God is unreal. And having someone with you, him being a big, strong person, and that big, strong, Christian personality, it just helps to keep things grounded when I'm riding, and keeps me honest, because there's a lot of things that I would have done, even though I'm older than him, and I thought wiser. It's not always that way, but he's kept my feet on the ground. And like I said, there's a lot of hill climbs and rock crawls that I would have done, and I could have been hurt, and he's talked me out of it. And you got to be thankful for that, someone to keep your feet planted. This is, sometimes your mind sometimes you just, things just get a little wild, and but I'm thankful that he's with me when I do anything stupid like that. So, I've watched a few videos on a couple different people lately. And I've been seeing a lot more good riding, and I wish I'd seen a lot more from people on Facebook with the segways. And generally speaking, I turn an eye on most other videos because I'm really interested in the Segway in the future and seeing what's going on. I'm not talking about the turbos and the hybrids and all that, because although I like to see what's going on with it, as a company, I support the Segway. I like my Villain. I gotta admit, I actually love the way it rides, the comfort. The seats aren't the most comfortable in the world. As a matter of fact, I've lost the bolts that hold it in, so it's just like a chair sliding across the floor right now until I get that fixed. The only thing that holds me in place now is the belt. But anyway, the future Segway is what I'm really interested in, and unfortunately, it's very unfortunate because I really enjoyed some of the content that MSC, Main Street Cycle, was putting out, and now, I don't know, they just don't seem to be putting it out. I know CF Moto's their bread and butter, and they're going to promote and push them more than anything, and if it's a directive from CF Moto, I don't know, make us your number one, and I understand that. That's a business. They're trying to run a business, and Steve Crane is doing what he has to do to keep the family fed. God bless him, man. Him and Blake and Joel, they're all giving it hell all the time to keep things going, and with the expansions and all that stuff that they've been going, doing and growing. And hey, man, gotta hand it to them, man. It takes will to do these things. And there's another one in particular, which, like I said, I don't play into most people's hype, but when I seen that Blake Stallings and Steve from Redneck Garage, we're talking and seeing things are going on good, things are going okay with them right now, and that really made me happy. To tell you the truth, it really impressed me to see that the camaraderie can be there again, because I'm pretty sure when Redneck Garage started, he was specifically and only being supported by or supporting Main Street Cycle, and to see them back, talking, that's pretty okay to me, and that built up a little bit of love of the industry, because the two teams that I supported the most, to see them going at it like that, and I'm not going to blame Steve and I'm not going to blame Blake, but I think it was a mixture of both of them. I wish it were different, but if one talks about it, the other's going to counter. Just like, it's just the way it is. And I didn't like that. So I let the bad taste in my mouth. And, not that they're my heroes or idols. I just enjoyed their content. And, but Main Street Cycle isn't doing much on Segway that I'm aware of. I know they sell them and all that, but they're not doing anything. Well, I happen to catch where Big Red. Big Red is what I call him, but it's Redneck Garage, Steve Hayes. So I caught some of his videos recently. He bought himself a Segway and a villain, a 72-inch model, and how much he likes it. And he's actually doing some new clutching and working on some tunes and stuff like that. I mean, I'm set with what I got and what I want, but it's good to see that he, Big Red, is putting it on YouTube for people to see. And I think that's important for the whole community to see these things. And hats off to him. God bless him, man. I mean, like I said, I don't have, or I shouldn't say it that way. Big Red and I, we haven't talked much in the last couple years, and which is neither here nor there. It's really irrelevant, but it's what you do with the now. It's not what you did with the then. So hopefully he and I, and and same with Blake. I still, reach out to Blake and chat with him on his videos, and we just keep on keeping on. But with what Red's doing, man, I'm loving it. That really gives me some excitement in the industry, in the Segway industry, because Segway is what I'm riding now, and I'm hoping and praying that this one lasts me till I'm done and I retire from totally riding it all. I'm getting older, and it's, I know there's people older than me out there, and there's people younger than me out there, and that feel the pain that I'm feeling. But after a 6 or 8 hour hard ride, I am worn out. I don't know that, when I'm 65 or 70, if I'm going to be doing it, I'll be crawling around like a grandpa, which I'm already a grandfather. But I think even my side-by-side's going to end up with walkers and canes and stuff just to get me through it. But it's good to see Big Red and them doing what they're doing and posting it, man. That's excitement. I'm really excited about the possibilities of the future that he's putting out there. I mean, he's built his channel on CF Moto, and now he's pushing some into an alternate brand, a different brand. And I remember when the first time I seen him on or talk about one, he called them Chinese pieces of junk. Well, come on, man. A lot of these are made in China. A lot of these units or parts are coming from China. It is what it is. But the production, and now that he has one, and the production, and he's seeing how it runs and the comfort of it, and how I watched his last video talking about how it handles the whoops, and he said he couldn't even feel the whoops. I mean, compared to his KRX. Now, this is not me talking about the KRX by no means, guys. But anyway, it's good to see that something is actually positive going on with the whole industry. For Segway industry, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, look, there's plenty of people talking about Polaris, plenty of people talking about Can-Am and Yamaha and Honda. This is a different breed, man. The Segway, it's its own little entity, man. And I'm very glad to see that MSC and Redneck Garage are working together, or talking at least, and Redneck Garage is putting out content on the villain. So, as you can see, I'm getting ready to strap this thing up, getting ready to call it a day. So, peace out. God bless. See you next time.